Now kids, today I'm going to show you some very important pictures. This is a picture of your great-great-grandfather, Daniel David Palmer. Daniel was a very happy young boy. This is a picture of his shoe that he had when he was a young boy. As you can see, as he grew older, he was turning into a very handsome young man. As he grew older, he had 2 dogs and a pony, and he loved to ride that pony. This is a picture of when he was a teenager. He was a little rebellious, as most teenagers are, and he had long hair. But before that, he wanted to grow up and be a Boy Scout when he was young. He also had another dog. And in fact, you know how your sisters dress you up in makeup and girl clothes? Well, his brothers would dress him up in a suit and make him look like a dog. As he grew older and was a young adult, he still loved dogs. This is him as a young adult as he was in school. He was very smart and he studied a lot. He wanted to be a healer when he grew up.
Name's Elaine Lowe. Boy, I've dealt with MS for probably 20 years now. I was excited that a few weeks ago I noticed that as opposed to for the last many years, I've not been able to flex my feet back to the same degree. I noticed, 2 weeks ago that I can now flex my feet to the same degree. And I'm convinced that that's just chiropractic adjustments. My advice would definitely be to never think that, oh, I can't do that anymore, that's MS, that's stopping me and whatnot. Beyond that, actually probably before that, my advice would be to stay as healthy as you can stay. And understanding chiropractic, staying healthy that way, making sure that your spine is as close to being aligned as possible, or bringing it back to a good state of alignment so that you know that everything in your body is working appropriately.
This is a picture of him when he was in the high school play. He was dressed as Little Boy Blue. This is not a picture of Daniel. This is a picture of your cousin Blake. He is an Eagle Scout. This is a picture of your great-great-grandfather, Daniel David Palmer, when he was older. This is a picture of the building that he could have worked at when he was a healer. This is a picture of another man. His name is Harvey Lillard. When Harvey was a young man, he dreamed of perhaps 100 years later when he could have ridden rollerblades and had a cool helmet like that. But when he was really young, he dreamed of being a janitor when he grew up. In fact, this is the picture that he had on his wall to remind him that he wanted to be a janitor. He took his job very seriously when he did become a janitor when he was older. He would clean things. Sometimes he would even clean you. He would wash windows. But sometimes when he wasn't able to figure out where the goldfish bowl, it made it even more difficult because he couldn't hear people's responses. You see, what happened is sometime earlier, when he was a janitor bending over, he heard a pop in his back. And right after that pop, he lost his hearing, and he hadn't been able to hear for 17 years. Then one day, Harvey met your great-great-grandfather, Daniel David Palmer. It was a meeting that would change history. Because Daniel David Palmer gave Harvey Lillard that very first adjustment on September 18th, 1895, 115 years ago. And it changed history. Because of that, we now have chiropractic. So will you please help me celebrate this wonderful birthday of chiropractic?